in the process of beginning to build them. Some very good packs, but very reasonably priced, with a sleeping bag in it, your food. We don't do so much with water packs, but we have water filters, very high quality ones, so you can basically drink out of any old cesspool and probably be in pretty good shape. You know, things like that. I'd say an alternate form of living, everything from heat to light, and in your home. I'm not saying, again, getting away from the budget.
Ron, I know you've got some stuff you're giving away free at the end of this. Are some of these things on your checklist? Do you have some checklists and so on in there?
Yes, that's part of it too.
Okay, that's good.
Something I wrote called the Survival Rucksack, but those things are included, a checklist of what you ought to have on hand in an emergency.
Okay.
And basically, it's an alternate version of everything you have, a way to keep warm, to prepare food, for lighting, things like that. And it's basically common sense, but some things that people have not dealt with.
Well, that's important. So, you know, we knew that we couldn't cover everything on this call everybody needs to know.
Right.
So you've got some stuff that we'll talk about at the end of the call, free for them to get some of this additional knowledge you have. What other? Well, let's see. Are there some resources that you recommend people be aware of? Just in general training. I mentioned CERT. I think everybody should go through that. Check around your area. It's called Citizens Emergency Response Team. Their philosophy is first you take care of yourself, next you take care of your family, then you take care of your neighbors. And you do that on a neighborhood-by-neighborhood basis. And there's actually a system of responding. But there's a lot of basic training they give you, including how to get, how can a little old lady get a, 400-pound dresser off somebody? How to just simple stuff, how to use lock and lever, how to do emergency first aid, how to figure out who you're going to help first, and so on. And these things are generally offered at low cost or even free. And again, I highly recommend you guys look into your version of it in your area. A lot of these things are federally funded, and I'm not a big fan of federal purse strings and give-out programs because they do come with strings and so on. But this is one of those that's well worth our tax dollars, getting out and being preventative and helping people be on there. Because I will tell you, and both based on both my law enforcement and security background and all the cops I am buddies with, something big goes down, some of the guys are staying home to take care of their own family. Some of them are going to do their job as best they can, but they're going to be like the L.A. riots where they're driving around four to a squad car not knowing what in the hell exactly to do. Where do you stick your finger in the flood of the dam? And others are going to be able to do their job, but they're only going to be able to do it helping a couple victims at a time. There just isn't the infrastructure and depth of capacity. And that's why I've always been a big advocate of you must become your own resource. You must become trained yourself and not dependent on anybody else for these basic things, because that's what's not only going to keep you calm and your family calm and allow you to survive, but now you're going to be able to help the person next to you. And trust me, there's going to be a lot of people looking for help.
That's right.
Hey, we're coming up on the top of the hour here for this call, and I want to make sure we get in, just everything we possibly can squeeze in. We've so far talked about just the tip of the iceberg on the dangers to the food supplies. I think everybody on this call listening in gets it. We talked a little bit about the best types of foods to store, the pros and cons. Yeah, have some extra fresh stuff, have some canned stuff, have some stuff in your freezer, but be aware of the vulnerabilities of it. And of course, the thing on the MREs, I didn't even realize that they'd be destroyed that fast in that temperature. That is pretty scary.
Those were official tests conducted by Natick Army Lab in Natick, Massachusetts. That's not just some thing that I'm throwing out there. It's well established. A lot of people, they're familiar that they claim that they've heard that MREs have a 5 to 7 year shelf life. Basically, that's 7 years at 70 degrees, I believe it is, 5 years at 80, but then it drops off really fast when it gets up over about 100 degrees, very quickly.
And of course, a lot of the stuff that's out on the marketplace is already years old.
Yes, it is.
So that's Anyway, so, and then the danger with just bulk foods and things like that. You already talked about how the freeze-dried foods, the stability of them, the lightweight, the high value as far as, vitamins and taste and what have you. And I like that idea of not changing foods, because a lot of people, I've got family members that won't eat certain types of food.
That's right.
And, in a stressful situation, that's one more stress I personally don't need. All right, so we've got that, and you've also offered the fact that you do these consults. By the way, we haven't said, Freeze-Dried Guy, how to get a hold of you. How do they contact you?
Okay. Phone number, 866-404-3663.
Well, give it again, because everybody's probably scrambling for a pencil right now, or a pen.
866-404-3663.
Okay. Do you have a website?
We do. It's freezedryguy.com. And again, I'll say it slower because they're three simple words, but when they run together, they get convoluted. It's freezedryguy.com. Of course, www. Information is info@freezedryguy.com. I guess that covers it.
Okay.
We're easy to get a hold of. We will be closed tomorrow, of course. We'll be open Friday.
Okay, well, that's, a lot of people are going to be listening to this all times a year. So back to, okay, so we understand what you got there. Why don't we go into, a lot of people have been waiting for a couple of special offers. I twisted your arm a little bit to offer some things for them, and then that special free thing. So
yes, let's talk about the special free thing since we're almost out of time, Gene.
Yeah.
Okay. If you call into our place, email us, whatever, we've got a sample kit we'll send out, and this was Gene's idea. I thought a very good idea. We'll send you one of our entrees, and it's in a pouch. The pouch itself has it's claimed to be a 7-year shelf life. It's a lot more than that. It's very, very long. But it'll be a pouch of an entree. It'll make 16 to 20 ounces. You pour in the hot water.
Yeah, but what kind of pouch? I mean, it's not an MRE.
Oh, no, that's freeze-dried. It's all freeze-dried. We'll give you one of those and a vegetable. It'll have to be probably of our choice, but the vegetables are good. They're typically peas, green beans, and corn. They're unbelievable. There'll be one of each of those, and we're going to throw in our training manual, if you will. And again, this was Gene's idea. Take some of the excerpts, put them in a nice little bound folder, and there's a lot of very good information in there. I always believe promotional information is great, but you give people a lot of good knowledge, and that's free. But we need to charge a little bit on shipping and handling. If we get $4.95 via your credit card or something, or however you want to do it, we're good to go. The shipping will cost us more than that, and the cost of the foods itself, our cost is more than that. But it kind of save a little on the shipping.
Well, okay, so basically I'm just going to recap this, and since you gave me the credit for it, I'll take it. But you're the guy who's done all this stuff, and you've done this for a long time. Your preparedness articles, like on your bug-out bag you were talking about, and the checklist and so on, that stuff everybody should get their hands on. So what I wanted, just to make sure everybody did get their hands on this stuff, was to make them an offer that nobody could refuse. So recapping, they're going to get all the information that you have, those various checklists and articles, and you're going to give them a main course entree packet. Now, that's not what you normally do, which is the cans, right? You normally do number 10 cans.
Right, yeah, for storage, long-term storage, the can is the most feasible way to go.
Because you get more bulk and better price and stuff like that. Okay.
Right. But we do have, of course, as you know, those just-in-cases, the 7-day supply, and we can give them that information, too.
Okay, I'll talk. Yeah, I want to talk about that. Don't let me forget that. But anyway, and then the second thing, you're giving them a pouch of the vegetables. So they're getting all three of those things, the info, the main entree, and the pouch of the vegetables. And because I twisted your arm on it, so you're doing it all free, but you're going to charge them $4.95 shipping and handling, which, I run a mail-order company as well, and I know that that's below your cost, so not even counting labor. So anyway, guys, I would suggest you get on that. Ron, Freeze-Dried Guy, would you mind give out your phone number one more time, please?
Yes, sir. It is 866-404-3663.
Okay. All right. Then just for those of you that aren't as familiar